Welcome everybody to Legendary Tales, Soulforged episode 31. We are on the second half, the not the final stretch. I would say that we're like when we get around 10 episodes out, we'll be at the final stretch because we still have quite a few Soulforged to find. So, that being said, recap from last week. I will go ahead and read it, or do a quick notes. Basically, they explored the workshop for a long time, for like a whole day. Lorishik found a Ferald's castigator. You definitely put the wrong word right there. Vidar went to the armory, found a bunch of shitload of Warforged, all different sizes and shapes. Behind that was a deployment door they didn't look into. Vidar has a bunch of sockets in his body, just like Rep Rap does. Vidar witnessed the death of Ferald via Moomball. What the heck is going on? Let me quit Steam. Vizim wants to add something to the compass to help identify Soulforged. Vizim wants to make Sabas an auto-drawing quill for a map. Technician learned how Bolo's gun works, so he could try and make his own at some point. Return of the warbands left Vizim in the workshop. Going to have Chaz Talet go to the workshop as well. And then the warbands are moving to the fortress city of Garansk. The warbands have a ton of people there. Yeah, and then they're going to interrogate Solson, and then we have a bunch of side quests that we're going to get into eventually. But at the moment, we're going to try and deal with Solson. So, that being said, what are we doing?
Where we left off, somebody had invited us to go deal with Solson immediately. I don't remember who it was.
It was her boyfriend, Prince Zarek.
Ah, Prince Zarek. Okay. Is anyone else coming along?
I'll come. See no reason not to.
Where are we going?
To go deal with Solson.
Where are we dealing with her?
Prince Zarek.
Yes.
Where is Solson now?
She is in our tent, awaiting us to go look for new areas to resettle the warbands.
Where do we want to look first? Because it probably isn't wise to look in the war bands.
You are correct.
Who's currently present? Just the group and Zarek?
Just the group and Zarek. Casimir isn't even there. Kuzma is nearby, but not close enough to hear you guys. He's actually preparing a fire just outside of the big tent. Very slowly, because he's an old man.
I'm looking at something real quick. 1 second.
Perhaps we should take her somewhere near Nilhund. Or is all of Nilhund just gone? I thought there were still parts
Nilhund
left.
is just gone. The only thing remaining
I
on
thought
it is the large spires of like a little bit of terrain and then mostly temper rising out of the ocean. Those are the only remnants of Nilhund that are left. Kuzma lights his fire and sort of starts waddling his way over to you guys. He says, "Are we getting prepared to deal with Solson?"
Yes, 1 second. I must prepare one spell.
Okay. I have a greater restoration prepared, so we can try it to see if she was made this way or if she became this. I believe that is the objective for now. Correct?
It is. There are three things we must do. Number one, we must ensure that the people here remain safe. Now, if that means that we must remove her from this place and take her to another place, we can start there. However, we must detect magic on her. If we detect nothing, there is nothing to save. If we do detect something, we will try greater restoration. I have, however, prepared detect magic and a snare.
I think that we can yeet to one of our old fortress cities if we would like to. Because I know where it is. It's a long time ago.
For safety, which continent?
It's down here. It's this continent. It's just to the west, at the northern edge of the peninsula.
I like that plan.
As long as there are no resources there that we need. Just in case. We don't know what's going to happen.
No. One of our other associates, the twins, that is their home. And it's sometimes hostile, but they have agreed to host us for the moment.
You guys remember the twins are like these two sort of Death Knight, World of Warcraft Death Knight looking a pair of people. They have glowing blue eyes and they wear like this armor that just constantly has like frost on it. And their whole place is their whole area is very, very, very cold. And that's like basically where they live. And Kuzma is just looking at you going,
All right. Shall we prepare to go then? Why don't...
Yes.
Prince, why don't you go get Solson and we can move? Where is Vidar?
I assume that you're nearby, right?
Yeah. Just kind of chilling in the corner of the room.
He looks at you and he says,
Okay. I need you to set up, as soon as we arrive, your mental connection with me. And whoever else you can. And that's how we will communicate. Because I believe I will be setting up a zone of truth as well. You said you have detect magic technician. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. As soon as we arrive, detect magic. Okay?
Yes.
The excuse of we just arrived, we're trying to figure out everything. That's the plan. Sabis, you are very stealthy, correct?
That's my main forte, yes.
Can you attack from range?
Kind of.
Okay. I need you to be nearby, ready to strike.
Would you want me to head out first?
No,
Let's head as
we're
well.
all going together. You just go scout, or quote-unquote scout. So you go your own
Understandable.
way. Just be nearby. Loershik, you're going to quote-unquote look for food.
Sounds good.
Technician and I will be making sure we are not chased by magic, as they say. And then Vidar, you are always doing your corner thing. Prince Zarek,
and he just sort of turns and nods.
you will need to get her to a large enclosed area. They have a large citadel. The whole area is built on a tiered platform that is all stone. At the very top, there's a large citadel, fortress. There's a large room in the middle of it. That's where we're going to go first. Prince, bring her in after we are set up. So Vidar, if you set up a connection with Prince and me at minimum, that's what I need, so that we all understand where we are.
Should I also connect us to anyone else in the party?
Anyone else, just make sure at minimum it is you, me, and Zarek.
Probably.
If Sabas will be at range, ready to strike, probably best to have Sabas in that connection as well.
Probably.
I can detect thoughts. I am telepathic after all.
Then you will be in the loop as well. So focus on me. And Kuzma, you can definitely tell he's in like a sort of trance sort of mode because his eyes are glowing like that teal sort of temper color with when he interacts with spirits, like his thing that he does. And he's looking at Loershik. And make sure you have your hammer as well. Just be ready. Because we don't know if she transforms or if there is anything else. And with that, he pulls out a familiar yet unfamiliar looking yeet stone. The normal ones are sort of a standard gray with like little flecks of bits of temper and stuff in them. He pulls out one that is like jet black obsidian and has like a sphere of temper rolling around inside of this sort of enclosed space. His is a little bit bigger. And then he goes, "Go get Sosin and bring her with us. We all understand the plan. Is that correct?"
Yes.
Okay. He walks over and grabs Technician by the hand, and everyone gets their stuff together. And Zarek comes back in a few minutes. As soon as she comes back, everyone starts holding hands. They all grasp together. And instead of throwing it, Kuzma just holds it in his hand, and all of you get sucked through this sort of different-looking portal, but it feels like much faster, much larger. And you find yourselves in this, when I say huge fortress citadel, it is not just huge. It is gargantuan in scale. And we're talking like Minas Tirith level. You know how it takes up like literally like a mile in diameter, and then it just tears up and up and up, except it's made of this like black stone sort of, not like obsidian glass or anything like that, but it's very, very dark slate colored stone, except it's like the pillar, what is it? The pillars of the Giant's Causeway, those hexagonal natural stone formations. It's built on those, and then also has that sort of aesthetic where they build around these giant hexagonal rock formations. And there's a large staircase that leads all the way up in a sort of zigzag pattern to this huge spiked citadel, almost church-looking building at the very top. It's only about 50 feet away from where you arrive. You arrive in a very large courtyard within the gates. And the first two people that you see are the twins, Boris and Boris of Kozikrik and what is it? Yana. Boris and Yana are both there. They both stand about 6 to 7 feet tall. Boris is a little bit smaller than Yana. Yana is quite significantly larger. They both walk up to you, and they're just looking down. "You have made it here easily." Looking down. "We welcome you here." And it's almost like he's trying to speak common, but his accent, he very clearly speaks another language. Anyone who speaks Giant recognizes him as like a nearly like a just a Giant speaker, barely speaks common at all. And they just sort of point you up at the Citadel and then walk down toward the entrance. Solsin looks around and she says, "This is not where I expected us to go. You think everyone could stay here?" And Zarek looks at her. Yes, they can. You and I will explore around here and meet them up at the Citadel.
Assuming it is safe. And then Rep is going to very obviously cast Detect Magic, but centered on Solson.
Okay. You detect magic, and the first thing you notice is she does have a faint magical aura on her that is transmutation, as well as evocation. So you see a little bit of both. She sort of looks at herself and looks at everyone else, and everyone else is very clearly exuding like magic on the Warhammer, Sabis, like some of your like scrolls and things that you have, some of your magic boots, or do you don't have boots, right?
Pickaxe.
Your pickaxe and your gemstone that you have around your neck.
Mhm.
Vidar's entire body just exists in a state of magic. Lorishik, your hammer and your other sort of trinkets that you have, Technician and his pet, both exude crazy amounts of magic. Zarek exudes none whatsoever. Zero aura. Kuzma has this crazy looking, like almost like spiritual sort of waterfall coming out of his like bone armor fragments that sort of looks like any effect you'd see on a necromancer in Diablo, where that just has like skulls and like all sorts of spooky stuff coming off of him. Just sort of looks at you and says, "Shall we? We will meet you up there."
Sorry. Yes, we will meet you up there. I'm sorry, for clarity, you said Zarek has nothing? He has no aura whatsoever?
Zarek has no aura whatsoever. No magic. Like, none of his armor is magic, none of his equipment is magic, nothing he has on him is magic at all. And he doesn't appear to be magical whatsoever.
We've brought a muggle with us.
It does appear that he has no magic ability whatsoever.
So as we're walking away, just very quietly, Rep is gonna sort of lean over to Kuzma and say, "Do you find it strange that Sarek has absolutely no aura?"
I am not surprised. His father was very famous for being a sorcerer, but I don't believe it got passed on to him at all.
I see.
She had something, correct?
She did. Yes, so we should attempt to enact mercy.
A greater restoration. We'll try it as soon as they get up to the Citadel.
Yes.
The Citadel is heavily enchanted. And it doesn't
Do you
take...
believe it is? Do you believe it is still worth holding?
I do.
Okay.
I think that... Vidar, yes?
Vidar was just going to set up the psychic whispers with Lorishik, Technician, Zarek before they left, and Kuzma.
That doesn't have any physical representation whatsoever. It just happens.
Yep, as long as they're not resisting or whatever.
As you guys walk, Sabis, who are you focusing on for your like sort of detect thoughts stuff?
So detect thoughts on its own is just they don't know it's happening until I decide to probe. So I will have it on Solson.
So you're just having it on in general, right? And then you get to choose someone, or do you have to choose someone specifically? Let me see.
I believe I can move it from. No, it's chosen. When you cast a spell, so I can keep choosing different targets. So yeah, I would choose until Solson for now.
Solson first, okay. And then she...
This is only for me to know their thoughts. I can already talk to people telepathically.
Okay. So you are using your detect thoughts on Solson specifically.
Yeah, and that just lets me know surface level thoughts.
Okay, let me make a... Let me do a little cheeky thing here. That's against a DC of 15.
The saving throws if I decide to probe.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's just surface level thoughts. But I'm not probing for now.
Surface level stuff, as soon as you guys sort of land, you sort of turn to her and start detecting thoughts. And the surface level stuff is very much like, damn, it's cold. She has like this big like cloak on that covers her whole body and touches the floor, like the huge Game of Thrones style cloaks. And she's just like, damn, it's cold. And I don't like this. And then the detect magic, she's like, I wish I knew what any of this meant. It's just very, very like basic thoughts of confusion and how cold it is. That's literally all she's thinking about. She's not super involved.
I will relay that to every other person.
Okay. You guys make your way up to the giant citadel, and when you get inside, it's like a huge
It looks just like a church, or it used to be a church at some point worshiping something. If anyone would like to make a religion check, you can try and tell what being they worshipped here, if anyone is interested in that. I assume that everyone would be relatively... I think I'm going to mute this one and unmute this one. So, Technician and Loershik, you both recognize symbols of... who is it? Zul Vuk here. So, Zul Vuk is a sort of entity you're not really familiar with. They are, their domains are Twilight, Light, Knowledge, and Grave. So a sort of death cleric, but more of I would call him a requiem god, was what it is, because he focuses on life, knowledge, twilight. So he's sort of like a darkness requiem god. So remembrance, memory are his like focuses and things like that. Zul Vuk is sort of in the shadows, doing stuff, but not necessarily like maliciousness about it, not like Voice Taker or Jingle would do. But it does not appear that this is an active temple anymore. It appears that this is the purpose beforehand. Zulvuk, by the way.
Kuzma, do Boris and Yenna, do they follow Zul Vuk?
Their father did, and his father's father. After he was taken, quite suddenly, they decided to have their own thoughts and make their own decisions.
If they don't follow him anymore, that would indicate that Zul Vuk did something unsavory.
No,
If so, why did you bring me to see Zul Vuk?
no, we didn't. This place, Zul Vuk, this place is sanctified and hallowed. So if she was a creature that is Moonball, she would be unable to leave the area physically as well as spiritually. So if we banish something, it will be stuck here. This is considered hallowed ground because of its status as a temple. The previous clerics who lived here sanctified everything with the ceremony. Brought us here to be in a place where we would be safe and everyone outside would also be safe in case she went, for lack of a better term, supernova.
I nod in understanding. Having met Zul Vuk, I'm kind of unsettled given my experience with him was kind of weird.
I cannot blame you. Wait. Oh yeah, he's not that color. Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
For clarity, have we reached the sort of main Citadel room, the big room?
Yes. There's a massive
okay.
sort of like worship area that has a bunch of pillows and things, and it appears to be like a barracks, but not fully a barracks. It does appear to house some people here, but not people that are normal size. Some very large creatures of some sort is what this place has been repurposed to.
Okay. So yeah, Rep is going to cast Snare. A few feet inside the threshold of the door.
Okay.
So everybody comes into the room. Rep's going to turn around and cast that towards the door. Basically so that when Solson comes in, she'll be snared with that.
Okay.
Okay. It has been made safe. The snare is directly in front of the door, so we should tell Sarek to move into the room, but to step to the right and allow Solson to proceed directly ahead.
It sounds.
Vidar through all of this is basically just working as a relay, since all the communications kind of have to go through him. He's not really adding anything, just proxying verbatim.
Well, yeah. Savis can also help relay a little bit, but yeah.
Mhm.
What's the layout of this room that we are in? Is there a spot where Savis can stay above? Like out of sight?
Yes.
Within 30 feet?
You would have to climb, but there are like these huge octagonal pillars that have these sort of like spikes that come out of them that have been dulled over time, but you could easily climb up onto one of them. And then they have these large platforms above these hanging braziers that they use to pull and fill them and like empty them and clean them and things like that. So you can actually be up there as well.
Climb up to the closest one of the snare. Try to remain within 30 feet of the snare.
Okay, so you can throw your Shadow Blade if you have to. Or
more for the detect thoughts.
Oh, okay, easy.
Because actually, what is the duration of detect thoughts? That was a good question myself. 1 minute. It's probably gone at this point.
It probably is gone. How many uses do you get per day?
Just one from the feet.
Oh well, it's good. You got your worth out of it as far as I'm concerned.
Sitting above, watching. Within Shadow Blade throw distance.
Okay. So yeah, you guys sit there, and a couple minutes later, Solson and Zarek come through a side entrance. She sort of is looking up at everything like, wow, this place is huge. Who did they worship here? And Zarek goes into history of Zul Vuk and like the most recent version of him and the stories and things like that, and like is pointing stuff out. And he sort of nods at Kuzma, but Vidar, you hear in your head, she has no idea. I think that we should prepare and get ready. Whatever you plan, I will be here for. So, be ready.
Real quick, Rep was in the psychic network.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna reply psychically. Line her up with the main entrance a few feet away.
And he looks at you and he goes, "Oh, look at the entryway over here." And he puts her just outside the spell line because he knows where it is. Riffraff actually has a mission that he's on right now. Basically, he lines her up with the door, but he knows where your spell is because you sort of explained that, right?
Yeah.
And he puts her right on the edge of it. Okay. What are you guys doing? This part is up to you. So you have her sitting in an entrance, just shy of the entrance where the snare spell is. And then you have Kuzma, who is currently channeling a sort of a zone of truth on her, basically centered on her, just waiting for your guys' go ahead for casting it.
What time of day is it?
It's early morning.
See no reason to start now.
I'm gonna walk around where I saw Rap place the snare, and go just like into the main entrance doorway, and just comment about how beautiful the sunrise is from this far up.
And she goes, "Oh, okay," and she sort of starts running, and the snare grabs her up immediately. So she needs to make a dexterity saving throw, which she fails. And she sort of like is looking at you guys like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Making sure it's safe. And then Rep-Rap's going to sort of nod to Kuzma.
Kuzma releases the Zone of Truth. She releases the Zone of Truth centered on Solson. So Zarek sort of looks at him and nods, and Zarek automatically fails the saving throw. Loershik, you would also be in that zone as well. Are you going to choose to fail the saving throw for Zone of Truth, or are you going to try and resist it?
Try and resist it.
Okay, go ahead and make a saving throw, please.
What kind of saving throw is this? Sorry.
Wisdom. You pass the saving throw, and Kuzma sort of like squints at you for a second and then nods, because he knows if you pass or fail. So he will actually know everything that's going on, so you don't actually have to tell the truth if you don't want to. Solson sort of looks, and Kuzma looks at her and says, looks at Rep-Rap. You may begin.
Solson, where is Yvonne?
Who?
Where is Yvonne?
Yvonne? You mean the bard, the representative of
Artstadt, yes.
He's probably in Artstadt.
Do you know what you are?
I am an elf, female. And you can tell that she's like not trying to lie, but she's very confused as to why like she's just blurting out this information.
Are you aware of any other spies in the Warband's territory?
No. There are spies in the Warband territories?
Well, not anymore.
Huh? She looks very confused.
Solson, are you aware that you are a simulacra?
No.
Are you aware that you have been spying on the warbands for the forces of Void?
No. And you can see that she's literally, as you say that, she's begins to sniffle and tears begin to run down her eyes.
When did you first meet Prince Eric?
When we were children.
When did you first start dating Prince Eric?
Right after we became of age. And Prince Eric nods with everything that she says.
Rep-Rap is going to turn to Kuzma and say, it appears she is an unwitting accomplice.
It is true. I think...
If anybody has anything else they would like to ask her, now would be the time.
This is true. Vidar?
Sabas is going to lean away from the top and look down. What is your earliest memory?
Earliest memory is actually Prince Zarek and I. We used to play in his father's courtyard before he became king. His brother was king, and he had a small castle on the western side of Nilhund in the port city. And we were playing with this large cat that his father had retrieved from some far place in the world. It was beautiful, and it was just a kitten. And it lived with him until everything exploded. And it was beautiful. That's my absolute earliest memory.
How old were you when that memory was occurred?
5 or 6. And Zarek is nodding at Sabas with that comment.
Seems to be reasonable that you don't remember things when you're 5. If she had said 16, I would have been concerned, but I'm no longer concerned.
Vidar, would you like to ask something?
When we detected magic when we arrived, you had multiple auras. Are you aware of what magic you have on you?
Oh, I have this ring of Firebolt. I lost my magic when Nilhund exploded. I sort of had this thing that I could do when I was there, but I lost it. And this is the only magic I have left. And as she holds it up, you can actually see, Technician, you recognize it immediately as like a ring that basically grants it a cantrip.
Where did you acquire that ring?
Prince Zarek gave it to me, and she sort of like leans at him, and he sort of sits down next to her and like grabs her hand gingerly, and he says, I did give it to her.
What kind of magic could you cast before you lost it?
Oh, I had the ability to see out a certain distance. I could see spirits, just like Kuzma.
Out of character, is there any reason I might have missed because I didn't play from the start why people would have lost magic when Nilhund exploded, or?
Nilhund had the largest amount of temper in the world in a pocket dimension. And when Nilhund exploded, the thing to the pocket dimension became real. It went back into reality, and then the explosion triggered basically everything to just go up. So it's like a chain reaction. And a lot of the people in Nilhund were magic users, and they also got powers by proximity to temper and stuff like that. That was a well-known thing, that people in Nilhund were all magical, essentially, because of their proximity.
Something I missed, because I was like, holy shit, wait, what?
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah, but I mean, Sabas has also been underground for forever, right? So probably.
Well,
also
I as
yeah.
a player did not know that.
Yep.
Well, both, yeah. Lorechik, would you like to ask her anything?
The day that Zarek's father died, did you have the ring then?
I did. I didn't always wear it. I kept it on a necklace that unfortunately broke, and I was actually looking for it when Zarek came to get me, and we were picked up by the druids that picked all of you up as well. Zarek found me, and then
asked Zarek.
Ask
Zarek to step back from Solson like 10 feet, and ask Solson, "Can you put the ring on the ground?"
I cannot. And she literally shows you that, like, she pulls, and you can see like these sort of shimmers of like invisible tethers holding her hand. She physically is unable to do it.
Kuzma, can you remove her ring?
Of course. And he walks over and takes the ring off and just holds it. Would you like it?
Just maybe put it on the ground for now. Technician, can you see if she still has her aura?
How long have we been at this?
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute? Okay.
Well, this specific
duration on
thing.
detect magic is 10 minutes. So are we still inside of that, or?
It only took you 2 or 3 minutes to walk up here.
Cool.
So the whole encounter has been about 6 minutes. And Technician, you see that the second that the ring is taken off, you see that the aura sort of pulls off of her and just goes onto the ring exclusively. Now she just has transmutation magic on her.
Just transmutation.
Yep.
Okay. All of that appears to be true. As you can see, there is only one aura. Transmutation. Solson, do you use prestidigitation for cleaning your clothes?
I do not. I clean them by hand.
Are you aware of any other magic on your person?
No, not at all.
Do you have any other jewelry?
Well, if she has a transmutation aura on her, and we do believe that she might not have been a simulacrum from birth, it could just be that.
That's meta, but I mean that's ultimately what I'm establishing. So.
Yep.
He's
That's
just
just what Sabbath is saying. That's her thought.
Yeah.
She's running straight towards it.
Yep, because she does have Sabbath has a lot of information about spellcasting. So, actually, make an Arcana check to see if you would know that.
But Sabbath is like up in the rafters and not in the.
Literally hanging upside down, like 20 feet
network
above,
right now,
watching.
right?
Yeah, she's close
Also,
enough.
again, I can speak telepathically to you people. Just like listen.
True, you're right.
Arcana.
Oh yeah.
Kuzma sort of looks at you and says, he sort of looks
Did
at you.
anyone give you anything to give to us, Solson?
No, of course not. I don't know what you are talking about at the moment. I don't understand.
Rep's just going to kind of look around to everybody to see if anybody has any outstanding questions, because I think at this point we might be being a little cruel for no reason.
Yeah, at this point we should probably explain to her what she actually is real quick and why we're doing this. That's what Savage is going to telepathically say to Rep.
Solson, we believe that you are a simulacra of Void. We believe that this has happened to you unwittingly and without your consent, but that because you have been a simulacra of Void, they have been gaining intelligence on the warband, the territories, its people's tactics, and may have been able to successfully carry out an attack against the warbands with this information. We believe we know how to end this without causing unnecessary loss of life to yourself.
She just sort of looks at you and says, whatever you need to do, I am okay with it. If I really am the enemy, then just do what you have to do. And she starts crying again. She wasn't crying for a little bit, and then she immediately starts bawling.
Anything else, anybody?
You should release
Let
her.
it rip. Let's try it first, and then we can release her.
Kuzma, please restore her.
The second that you say that, he sort of channels this huge like spell, and the temper-colored like energy begins to emit off of him. Boom! And you see a sort of the crazy. It looks as if a black hole appears in her chest, and for a moment you can see the tempered style energy pulling and trying to tear that black hole up. Kuzma. Okay. Kuzma pulls the tendrils of teal temper-colored energy begin to pull at the black hole, and you see a sort of snapping moment where a huge amount of energy is released in this pit of void black energy that literally looks like when it comes out of her, out of every part of her, this sort of black energy begins to go away, and it supersedes everything. So it looks like you're looking into a void as like these spines of energy begin to shoot off of her, and she falls to the ground unconscious. And your dispel your detect magic is still going, and you see no magic on her at all.
Well, spyglass time, and can we make sure she's alive? Savitz is going to drop down and she's actually still breathing.
Do a medicine check, please, at advantage.
While Zavis is checking on her, I look to Kuzma and say, did everyone in this truth barrier you have give in willingly like I did?
She did not, but she did not succeed in resisting, and Prince Zarek gave in.
Zarek, where exactly did you get this ring?
Oh, I purchased the ring from an artificer. A long time ago when we were 11? It was a long time ago. And you can definitely tell, technician, the ring only has evocation magic on it. The ring doesn't have any other type of magic.
The ring is just the ring, just as she described.
You pull the spyglass, look right at her. It's just her.
Phlebotomy. It is just her.
It's just
Okay.
her. She no longer
So-
is the void.
So I'm
Does
sorry,
she
we
leave
do
them in
or
ours?
we do not have a black hole still.
You do not have a black hole where she was. It's literally her now. Just like Zarek. Like when you look at Zarek, Zarek has his own, little fiery aura of himself, and then she has like this sort of really calming looking yellow aura, and it looks very familiar to like where Stanislawa has like this huge fiery red aura where she's very aggressive, and Casimir has sort of blood coming out. She has just this very calming yellow sort of sun ray coming off of her instead of a black void.
Sorry, I meant outside of the spyglass. Do we still have that black hole that Kuzma pulled off of her?
No, there's no black hole at all whatsoever.
Okay.
I assume I can determine if she's still breathing, even with a 4.
With a 4, you could tell that she's breathing, but you don't know if she's damaged or anything.
That's fine. She's breathing.
Anything beyond that, she's breathing. You didn't roll a nat 1, you know that she's alive.
Tavis is gonna roll her up in a blanket because she knew she was cold earlier, and then hand her off to Zarek to carry.
Zarek picks her up and looks at her, like smiling from ear to ear, knowing that she's no longer an issue to you. What are the rest of you doing? Vidar, what are you doing?
Vidar's kind of slightly letting his guard down. Not so much. He was focused very heavily on Solson while all of this was going on, but now just kind of more focused on anything outside of the temple. Kind of back to watching doorways rather than focusing on what's going on.
Fair enough. Loershik, what do you do at this time period?
Has Kuzma or anyone picked up the ring yet?
No. No one's touched it. Well, Zarek is looking at it. He's like, just looking at it. He's like, I would like the ring back if you don't mind. I'll give it to her when she awakens as a sign of good faith, Or if you'd like to give it to her when she awakens.
I looked at Kuzma just to confirm that this is a smart idea.
Kuzma just looks at you and says, it's up to you. It really, at this point, it's up if we can recapture Nilhund or restore it in some way. This might bring good faith between the Hodjäger and them as well. It's up to you. I would definitely either give the ring back or wait for her to awaken.
Zarek, if you can help us remember the artificer you received it from. I have no problem with her receiving it.
And he says Aratrix was the artificer. Aratrix the artificer. And technician. You actually have that name in your book.
Ah, Aratrix.
It's basically a dwarven forge master who specialized in like making massive buildings, essentially a giant architect, of like massive structures, because Nilhund was not a sprawling city. It's very much like a giant sort of hive, almost like a hive city from Warhammer, like just a massive vertically built city rather than horizontal.
Aratrix was an artificer, famous mostly for buildings. I believe there was also a museum with very spirally shape on the outside of it.
And yeah, you know him. He lost his arm and one of his feet in the explosion because he's very close to like the basically the black hole that opened up and then exploded. He was actually like pulled through a wall, and it removed one of his arms and one of his feet in the process. And you have actually interviewed him. He's like basically recovering at the warbands itself. So you actually know this person.
Loershik, if you are that interested in following the provenance of the ring, I can introduce you to Aratrix. However, I believe it is, aside from being magical in nature, relatively mundane.
I was more concerned with, is this something that's been happening since, when did you say, Zarek? For over a decade?
Mm-hmm.
Versus if this was something that, while it was out of her sight, it was imbued with magic.
When I purchased the ring, it was for self-defense, so that she had a way to defend herself in case I wasn't there with her. And being able to cast Firebolt is absolutely something that most people are not ready for or expecting. So I got it for her so that she wouldn't need me around all the time. She never had to use it, but it's peace of mind that counts, if you get what I mean.
I'd like to just do a quick Arcana check and then maybe like Magic 102 for lore check real quick.
Sure.
Is that okay? Lorishik, the magic on the ring is evocation. This would be the act of summoning lightning, fire, cold, poison. These types of magics.
And also healing.
Healing
is
as well.
also, yeah.
And also healing. The magic that created the simulacra was transmutation, the act of taking one substance and making it another. I do not believe that the simulacra or any of the magics involved with void would be present in the ring. The ring itself simply casts firebolt.
And Kuzma walks up and hands the ring to Loershik, and he explains, he looks at you and he says, if this was a focus or a way to channel spells, it would actually come up as abjuration or a different, there's another school for that, or even necromancy, depending on how they enchanted it and things like that. There would be signs for us to know if this was tainted or corrupted or cursed in some way. If you
Samus
really
will pull out her own spell focus, which is a US parts as an example.
Yeah, and you can see that her spell focus looks completely different. And then he looks at Technician and says, "You have Identify, correct?"
Yes.
And he sort of holds out the ring for Technician to cast Identify on.
Yeah, we're going to lower the goggles that have Identify on them.
Okay. And you identify the ring. It's literally just a ring that grants the Firebolt cantrip to it. Identify will actually tell you.
What time?
Apparently, this ring has got some extra special stuff going on with it. DM. Insight check on Devin.
If the ring had anything other than evocation magic on it, it would say that it was cursed, or like there's a thing that says there is something wrong with this, but you don't know what it is. There's like Identify is pretty much the catch-all spell for knowing what a magic item
what
can
the hell
and
is this?
cannot
Yeah.
do. Is Identify as a catch-all for it. So, and your character would know that. Lorishik would absolutely know that Identify is basically everything that can be told about an item, will be told about an item when you cast Identify on it. There are very few items that will not be detect curse. It won't be like detect magic would have caught if it was a curse, and then Identify would have definitely told you how to, and also generally how to break the curse as well. So
Rap takes the ring, identifies it, says, "Yes, this simply grants the cantrip," and then just hands it back to Sarek. Lorchik, I can still take you to meet a Ratrix if you would like. It's a fascinating character.
I was just confused. I must have misheard. There must have been something blocking my communications.
it's okay. Kuzma sort of comes over and claps an arm on his shoulder. Not all of us understand magic. It's okay. And the second that he touches your shoulder, Lorishik, I need you to make a perception check for me, please. And Sabis, you're watching. Vidar is watching. Technician, I assume that you are not super paying attention at the moment. So, not Technician for now. Technician is probably focused on other things. Or not. Sabis, that's cool.
LMAO said the Sabbath. LOL.
You said I need to roll a perception. as well?
Perception, please. The second he claps his hand on your shoulder and says that, you see a sort of strange thing go over him like he's having a vision. And everyone but Sabis, you're just looking and you're like, that was a weird hesitation moment. Not sure what happened right there, but you sort of move on. And Loershik, he definitely had a vision for just a second. You don't know how long he was in it for himself, but he definitely had a vision of some sort.
You okay?
I am better now.
Do you want to talk about it?
Not here. And he sort of pulls out the yeet stone that he has, and it's ready to go again.
One second. Let's get some cure wounds on not Solson.
Okay. You move over and you embrace her for a moment, and you heal her, and she stays unconscious. You definitely could feel that Void had left a physical sort of mark on her body, like inside, sort of scarred her in a very strange way, but you feel like a little bit of her flesh stitched back together, and her breathing was sort of weak, and now her breathing has strengthened itself significantly after you cured her wounds. And Zarek just sort of looks at you and says, did that do anything?
Possibly. I am not a physician.
Okay.
It seemed to help her internal organs, but without opening her up for diagnostic purposes, I can't tell.
I will have one of the physicians look at her when we get back. And he looks at you, and Kuzma sort of looks at Lorshik, and he's like, "Is there something wrong with my yeet stone?"
I haven't seen one so nice. I like kind of just point to the floating temper around it. How is it so big and black? You set me up. I'm gonna take it.
I did. We, in the early days of the warbands, we needed a way to travel and communicate quickly. So this is one of the first ones. All of the leaders have one, including myself, Stanislawa, Rostis, the twins, everyone has one. But we are the only ones that have access to it, and it has, instead of having one and then recharging, we have a few uses per day. But it also breaks our ability to not be scryed with divination magic. So, for the first few moments, we can be detected where we're going and where we are. But only for those moments. So it has to sort of coincide with our ability to travel and not tell the enemy where our movements are. I mean, if they're willing to come to the fortress, they're going to have a really bad time.
Still, it would be better to mislead them. Perhaps we should return to the big tent and get to the fortress by other means. They already know where the big tent is.
Exactly, and we do know that we're moving to Garansk. So, I think we should try and start the exodus immediately upon return. What do you think?
Agreed.
As soon as we get there, we start moving. Rostis and Casimir should be leading that charge as well. So the second that we arrive, we should be good leaving, or at least good to go. And then you guys have your own mission, correct?
Yes, we will be returning with a meteor of temper.
Okay. If you want, I can contact Rostis and have his forces meet you down in the underground, if you would like, or meet you in the crag, because that's where it is, correct?
Lorechik, do you believe we should utilize Rostis's forces for this? Whew, that's a mouthful.
Considering the amount of Narsvadan that we encountered last time, I would say yes.
Okay.
We should have Rostis's forces meet us there. Prepare for vampires, liches, and undead.
Should we have them meet us in Trimbal?
Why would we not go directly to the underground?
Because Rostis does not know where the underground is. How does he know how to get there?
A map?
Do you have a map for him?
Damn. Do we? Actually, we might.
Do you have?
You could also ask.
Sabis adjusted her maps for the movements,
But
and already knew the location of Dahakoan.
Yeah. But
Right.
She doesn't know where the orb is. You guys never took her there.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
We
No,
could-
we do not.
We could instead yeet to Dahakoan and talk to Haka and ask Haka to have the Neheb bring Rustus down into the tunnels so we don't have to risk it ourselves.
But Rustus would be on one side of the meteor, and the Neheb would be on the other side of the meteor. So they would not be able to get to Rustus without going through the area that we're going to anyway. Right, because okay, so Trimball's on one side of the meteor. We go through the meteor chamber. On the other side of the meteor chamber is the path to Dog Horn. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot there was another village before the meteor that we went through.
Yep.
It's because we don't have a map, you see. That's the problem. So.
Then meet in Trimball probably makes the most sense.
Yes, we should meet in Trimball.
Let's head back to Novarshugut or whatever.
Novochergut. Okay, so you guys are going to go to Novochergut, and all of you basically hold hands right outside the giant temple fortress, and you yeet back in that special tunnel, and whoom, you arrive back at the war bands immediately, right outside the big tent. Stanislawa comes out not even 10 seconds later. She says, "How did it go? How is she? Is she clear?
She is resting.
But she is not
Resting in a bed,
If-
not in a
if-
grave.
If she was with us no more, I would have said she was at supper. Not where she eats, but where she is eaten.
Oh." And with that, Zarek sort of gives like an awkward like curtsy to you guys and runs back to the refugee camp to the northeast of Novoshagut. And Rostis actually meets you guys like a minute later. Stanislaw invites all of you into the big tent to discuss your plans. And Rostis is the first one there with his attendant. And he looks at you and he says, "Right. So the plan is, I meet you in Trimball with a handful of my boys, and we go wade our way through loads of undead. We grab it, and we get out. Is that am I feeling this correctly?"
Grab it might be a difficult one. We'll have to take Vasim with us, and she'll have to move it. It's not something I think that we're going to be able to move otherwise.
And just as that's happening, Casimir comes inside and looks at Stanislava and says, "We are ready to leave whenever you want to leave. Oh, Loeshik, I got a thing from Vizim. She sent something over to us. I don't know how, but she did." And he hands you a very small, dwarven, like looking, it's almost like a cube sending stone.
I hold this out to Technician. Do you know what this is?
Could investigate.
Yep.
Investigate.
Yep, or Arcana, either one. It's the second half of a pair of sending stones. So
This appears to be an advanced sending stone.
Yep, it's the second half. So, but you know how you have one and Stanislawa has one? This is the same thing. It's just they're two different ones.
This one specifically has a second half, I would assume, is with Vizim.
It would probably make more sense for one of you to hold this, just in case we ever get split up, so we can get messages back to the warband somehow. If Chaslet and Bashim are going to be in the workshop, it probably makes sense for either Vidar or Technician to hold on to this one. I just kind of hold it out.
Vidar takes it.
Okay. So just make an item in your inventory that says Vizim sending stone. Yeah. And the second that you pick it up, Vidar, you sort of glows to you, and you hear a whisper of it just says marble is the word you hear in your head the second that you pick up the sending stone. as the trigger word, the word to turn the stone, to turn it on, to activate it. The activation word is marble.
Stanislava, the plan is to send Chesla to the workshop with Vashim, right?
She's already there. We've already sent her.
Should we have someone go pick up Vashim and Cheslet and have them come with us to the underground? Because perhaps two of them together, between being able to change the way the temper looks and being able to move the temper, probably makes sense to have both of them with us. And we can ask the Neheb Ka to protect them while we wait for Rostis's crew and ourselves to clear the undead.
That seems fine. I will. Yes.
She just sort of looks around for a second, and she looks at the sending stone that Vidar has.
Why don't you communicate that we are going to be coming to get them? I will go. I have not been there.
He sort of does it.
Bolo should still be here. I will give him an additional yeet stone so he can go get them.
Has Bolo returned from Turfor already?
No, he has not
Or has
left
he just
yet.
not
He
left
was
yet?
waiting for
Okay.
you to give him the go. So I will have Bolo go get them, bring them back, and then I will send him on his way to Turfor for you. And then we will start this mission as soon as they get back.
In the meantime, evacuation to the old fortress should begin.
And she sort of nods at Casimir. Casimir nods back.
I will begin. We'll begin the exodus momentarily. We have ships and everything ready to go. So I will see you upon successful return at Garansk. Good luck.
And he sort of shakes Lorishik's hand, like, good, and he gives you, like, a big hug.
Be safe, friend.
Does he see my warhammer?
He does, and he's like,
Have you been holding out on me, friend?
Oh, this, it's nothing.
I don't believe that for a second.
When I get a chance to use it, I'll let you know.
Please do. I'd like to hear all about it when you return safe and sound.
okay, and I think we're going to go on our 15-minute break because this is a perfect time to do that. And we'll see you guys in 15 minutes. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Legendary Tales. We are getting to... Okay, so we are currently in the warbands, getting ready to yeet ourselves to Trimball. And then Rostis is going to meet you there with his people after you guys get there and set yourselves up. So, a few minutes after you guys arrive, Bolo comes and meets Stanislawa. He yeets out, he yeets back, brings back Chestelets and Vajim. They're both there with you. Actually, do I have tokens for them here? I do. There we are. There's one, and then... Oh, I don't have Vajim here. Where are you, Vajim? Where are you? There you are. Boop. There she is.
So we're still in Novershagut.
You are.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where you guys are. Vajim is there. Chestelets is there. What else? Rostis and his crew are ready to go. What are you guys doing? Is anyone making any preparations before you leave?
Cheslet, would you be able to... I pull off the Thrald's Castigator, and I point to the temper orb in the center. Is there any way you could make this look less like temper?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I accidentally called you.
She looks at it and she goes, I can try. And she sort of waves her hand over it, and a little image sort of shimmers and then fails, and she tries it again and it fails, and she looks at you and she goes, this is so powerful, I am unable to do it.
I appreciate you trying. Thank you.
We should probably bring some alchemist fire and holy water with us.
Would not be a bad plan.
Anybody have some lying around?
I do not.
Quick meta question. How much trouble are we going to be in if I just rattle off the recipe for napalm real quick?
You'd have to have access to gasoline, and I don't want to get banned on Twitch. So
That's specifically what I was asking, right?
I warn all my fucking roommates about this 15 minutes in advance when I will be ending it, and you still walk out with a problem. I am sorry. One day I will not be out in this public room, and I will not have to deal with this. I am sorry.
appreciate that.
I'm
Okay.
so fucking sorry.
So, I don't think we're gonna get in trouble for it. I think we're fine. But, okay. So you guys are all Vidar. Are you good?
Yep.
Okay. Lorishik, are you good? Technician, are you good?
Yep.
I assume Sabas is good as well. Okay. So you all get ready to yeet, and yeah, you yeet yourselves out, and you arrive in Trimball. Let me switch what map we're on. We're in the crag now. In the forest city of Trimball, near the entrance to Dahakoan. Okay, so you guys arrive. Vroom, you arrive and get your bearings, and the really annoying little mayor runs up to you. What are you doing here? I thought you left.
This guy's like 3'7" or something,
Yeah,
right?
he's really small.
We're here to kill a bunch of dead people. Lord kind of like thinks about that for a second.
What does that
We
even
are
be?
thorough.
What?
It means being thorough.
Oh. Do we have an issue or a problem with something that I am unaware
Not
of?
here. Nothing you need to worry about.
Oh,
We're taking care of it.
that's good.
We are just passing through again. We'll
Oh,
be gone soon.
okay.
We are doing this as a free consideration for the people of Trimball. However, gratuity would be appreciated.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. We'll see you later, I suppose.
I hold out my hand as if I'm indicating for a tip.
If you could provide proof that you have done a service to our town, I would be more than happy to compensate you.
I pull the bronze mask out of my bag and just hold it in front of my face.
That's a nice trinket you have there.
Is this not enough? We got rid of this. I put it back in my bag and hold out my hand again.
No, you just arrived here. You didn't solve any problems.
What kind of evidence would you like?
A proof of demise, you know? The standard things that you do as an adventurer?
He would like us to collect heads.
I mean, that's a bit
Okay.
excessive, but
Rustus, can you take a
We are
note?
thorough.
Sorry, Mayor. What was your name again?
oh, my name is Hinky.
Mayor Hinky. Do you have a cart we could borrow?
No, they're all actually being
Do you have a-
used at the moment.
I just walk away. I start walking towards the tunnel.
Okay. Okay. Rostis looks around. He's like, "What the heck was that about?"
A low-level bureaucrat.
That does make sense, actually.
It's okay. Don't worry. We'll bring back some heads. He'll be happy. He'll probably give us some gold.
That would be pretty sweet, actually.
And as Phalanx is going to turn and start following Lurchik into the tunnel.
Once we get to the tunnel, I'm gonna let my disguise down.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you guys get to the tunnel. And Sabbath is the first time you've really been to this area before. So you pull out your stuff to start.
We only go in.
You did not come in this way. You've come in the other way behind the sphere. So you haven't come in on this side of Trimball. You've come in on the other side where you basically went directly to Dahakoan. There's another one to the north that leads directly to Dahakoan. This one goes basically around the other direction. And the second you guys get down, you start heading downward. And the sort of like the warmth of the underground begins to compile and get more and more and more as you get down. From the cold crag all the way down into the underground, it gets more and more hot. I need all of you to make perception checks, please.
I am not very perceptive today, apparently.
No, you're not. Vidar and Technician. Oh, wait, Technician has not made a perception. Oh, wait, no, he did. He failed. Okay. Lurshik. Actually, not even Lurshik, just Vidar. Vidar, you get down there, and you get to that massive lava flow. Remember that massive lava flow that led up to the front where it was solidified? That is still solidified, except you notice that there are skeletons, like half skeletons just floating on the top. And not a little bit, like hundreds of them have died attempting to cross specific parts of the lava flow.
Loershik, I am not quite familiar with these tunnels. Is skeletons trying to build a bridge of their own bodies across lava a normal thing? And I kind of point out the.
This is actually the flow. I might have to change. There might be some people on here that are not supposed to be on here. Activate.
Now that
Oh yeah, she's not there, and the Narfir is not here either. So
Now that,
basically, yeah, keep going. Where is?
now that he has pointed out the skeletons to me, do I recognize these skeletons as Narfredon or?
Yes, is Narfredon. So basically, the right side has become more flowy and more liquid, and there's basically all the way out into like halfway down, like the skeletons are literally like running up and dying and sort of making a bridge over the lava flow. You can definitely see that the Narfir have been preventing them from leaving by making the lava flow out of one side, and it's actually extended quite a bit farther down than you're used to.
You know, Vidar, I'm not familiar of them making bridges, but they were only rumors. They have been locked away for a long time, and it seems as though the Narfir have been preventing them from getting to wherever they're going. I can only assume they're trying to get to that temper or further into one of the villages. It's still hardened enough to where we could just like kind of walk across it, even though it's slow moving, right? I'm just gonna kind of lead the way. We haven't encountered any Neheb Ka yet, right?
No.
I make sure to point out to everybody that the lava flow is leading into a lava fall.
Sabas is here. Regime. Chastelet. Okay. You pass over the lava and you start making your way towards the sort of entrance to the area with all of the enemies, the Lich, and all that other stuff. As soon as you get so Sabas, this looks like a bunch of ruined, like a bunch of ruins that have been overflowed with lava and water and things like that. And then you get over to the other side, and on the other side, there's this diamond-shaped entrance way that is clearly made out of a different stone that's not native to this area. And it actually, this time, it is not just an entrance. This time, it has a pair of stone doors that match it. So, Loershik, Technician, and Vidar, you notice that that's different.
Considering I am a ruin diver archaeologist, can I roll history to see what kind of ruins these are?
Absolutely.
As in, I believe there is a specific... Let me check my background real quick. I believe there is a specific feature I have for this. Where is it?
That's the other one.
Yeah, historical knowledge. When you enter a ruin or dungeon, you can correctly ascertain its original purpose and determine its builders, whether those were dwarves, elves, etc., or some other known race. In addition, you can determine the monetary value of art objects more than a century old.
Okay.
So yeah, it's what kind of ruin or dungeon is this? What was its original purpose, and who built it?
So when you're looking at it, you immediately know that this was built by ancient humans. This ruin is probably between 12 and 15,000 years old. And its purpose was to contain something. You're not sure exactly what it's containing, but you do know that it's a containment facility, essentially.
The null containment facility, 1,200, 1,500 years ago, made by old humans. Can't tell you what for until we go inside, but we should be careful.
On the other side of this door, there is likely to be a lich, possibly some flying fuckos, and some vampire fuckos, as well as a floor made entirely of undead fuckos.
Hmm.
Oh, and a bridge.
Is anyone going to open the door?
I'm going to walk up to the door and just place my hand on it. I want to see if it responds in any way. I want to see if it's like hot to the touch, like if I'm checking for fire on the other end, or if it's like ice cold.
It is ice cold.
This door is freezing.
Are Rictus' guys with us still?
Rostis and his boys are with you, yes. As
Okay.
Rostis is attending about 15 guys. They're
All
not
right.
on the map because they are going to be using a different mechanic.
Gotcha.
Just letting you know that he is there, but he's not going to be taking part in the direct, whatever the direct encounter that will happen after this. He will not be taking part. He's going to be doing another thing.
I gesture to Vashim and Cheslet to stand away from the main entrance, off to the side if they can.
And they stand like really far back as, are you pushing the door open?
I'm going to take not the castigator, but the other maul that's on my back and use it to see if I can push the door with the maul.
You take your hand off the door and you try and push it with the maul and it doesn't budge. Literally doesn't give at all.
Wish we had Bolo here to blow this up, but I'm curious as to who put it here.
Vidar, how close are you to the door?
I'm standing kind of far back near all the other people that are kind of standing back.
Vajim and Chastelet have moved back towards you.
Is there no sort of door handle that you can use? Not every door needs a hammer to open.
I look, is there a door handle?
There's no door handle. It appears to be one piece of rock.
I walk up to Vidar and just like kind of use my knuckle to tap on his like eyeball or whatever it is. Are these working right? Do you see the door? There's no handles, Vidar.
Okay, I was just wondering. You don't always pick the easiest course of action. You tend to use the
That's
one
kinda
that
like
involves
bow my head.
hammers or meat.
He was right, though.
Do you blame me though? I pull out a piece of jerky and start munching on it while other people can think of what to do.
Vazim sort of pushes past you guys, and she has two hammers out, by the way. She has one very exquisite-looking, like, really awesome dwarven hammer, and then she has, like, another fairly normal, just tempered hammer. She sort of walks up, and she puts the big hammer on her back, and she sort of puts down. And, Vidar, a bunch of letters flash across the door. In the ancient language. And it says...
Does it say anything cool?
It says... Only the dead may enter.
Did everyone else see the letters?
Everyone else did. They saw the letters, but they can't read it like you can. And
That seems ominous. Only the dead may enter.
That's when you see it, Lorisha. Callum sort of walks at the door, puts his hand on it. The door rides up into the wall.
Thank you, Callum.
I got you. And Vizim is just like, I didn't do anything. I just was here. She pulls out
Nothing to
she pulls
worry
out her,
about.
She pulls out her hammer. You go first.
Do we want Vajim and Chesla to stay behind? On this side of the door?
I think if they trail, we're good. Is it dark on the other side of the door?
It is not dark. You see blue light coming from underneath. And this is what you see. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. Hold up. So, Sabas, as you're looking at this scene, all of those little stars are eyes looking from underneath you. Each little star is a pair of eyeballs looking from underneath you, hundreds of feet below you. The floor,
That's not uncomfortable in the slightest.
floor is literally covered in undead. There's a massive sphere of temper floating in the middle of the room. In front of that, this guy's token is no longer to scale, by the way. Directly in front of you is a large armor-wearing skeleton floating. Next to him, on the opposite sides of him, on his right side, there is a full plate mail, Rictus grinning. It appears to be a zombie, and on the other side of him, it appears to be a very tall elven woman. All of them are just sort of staring at the sphere, sort of motionless. They're just looking straight at the sphere. As soon as you enter, you hear a hush and the clacking of bones go from all the ones underneath you. They sort of echoes upward.
Falling in's not an option.
Oh no, falling is an option if you ask Rep.
I didn't do that.
I think Casimir would have a different opinion.
This is Sabas. This is where Casimir died. So.
Okay.
Then when they explained that he got kicked out, you were sort of there for that conversation that he was kicked off a ledge. This is the ledge he was kicked off.
Oh, right.
I am going to walk forward to about here.
Okay.
Do I recognize the skeleton as the same Lich King that we fought last time?
It is the same lich as before.
I assume Mazar's telepathy is still active because he never let it down, right?
How long does that last?
Anywhere
10
between
hours?
an hour and 8 hours, depending on if I roll the dice. I didn't roll because I
Go and
Didn't
roll
think
for me,
you
because
did more an hour.
if it was 1 hour, you would be at like barely the limit of it. But if you roll anything above a 1, just roll a d8 for me, please.
yes, it lasts 7 hours.
I turn to Vidar and say telepathically, it's the same skeleton as last time.
It's a good thing Casimir is off dealing with relocation.
Oh, another thing they would
Do
have
we...
told you about is that this lich can actively soul stitch people if they die. And soul stitching is when you take someone's soul out of their body and imbue it into an item, and they're trapped in that item forever. So if you die near him, you can be used to be enchanted. That would be I assume that you'd give her a brief about what happened last time, right? I would assume that would be the bare minimum you'd give her about the information.
Yeah. I think I probably would have expended on those details while I was in the middle of calling everything in the room fuckos.
Yeah. I mean, also, Lich, don't die next to Lich. That's a pretty good goal.
How about just don't die? Sorry, yeah, no
So
need to.
They're staring blankly at the temper. Does it appear to be that they're like channeling anything?
No.
Or
They look static.
Like they're very clearly like moving slightly, but none of them are really breathing. But they do have slight movements to them, little jitters.
Are they all floating, or is it just the skeleton that's floating?
The skeleton and the woman on the left side are floating.
But not Zomboy.
Nope. He's very much
Okay.
grounded. Him and his what appears to be an oversized warhammer.
I am going to look over at Technician and then reach into my bag and pull out a vial and take a swig of it.
Okay.
And cork it again and just drop it in my bag.
Your neck, his neck begins to glow like it's hot. Like it's red hot. That's a neat trick.
I'm gonna inch forward.
Chaz Tillet and Vizim. Chaz Tillet pulls out a battle axe and a shield. She's wearing some chainmail armor. Rostis comes up behind you. Vidar, you're probably closer to the back, right?
Yeah.
Rostis comes behind you and he says, "Don't look down. They're crawling. They're coming up to us. Me and the boys are going to cover your behind. I need y'all to take care of that, because if we kill that lich, he'll regenerate whatever. But, we need to have your back. If I ask for help, I need one of y'all to come help us." And Rostis puts himself in this little entrance down here, and his boys are basically behind him with crossbows and like all sorts of other ranged things. And you, as soon as you he says, "Don't look down," you obviously look down, but you can actually see that the undead have begun to slowly crawl up the wall using their own bodies as a ladder. And a lot of the really large ones have sort of climbed up and latched themselves to the wall, and the small ones are crawling all over the little ones. So when I say large ones, I'm talking like there are gargantuan bone golems down there that are large enough that they could probably carry that temper sphere without an issue. They're huge. Actually, they would be considered colossal for the purpose of this. So yeah. The army of undead have begun to crawl up the wall to try and get to you.
Vidar is going to convey that through the telepathic whispers up to Technician and Loershik that Rostis is watching our backs, but we should hurry and deal with this lich as soon as possible.
Move forward again.
As soon as you enter within 30 feet, you hear and you see this dark purple energy begin to emit the hands of the lich as he turns around. And this is the image that you saw before, is the skeleton with the purple eyes. He turns around, and his skull is now completely adorned in gemstones. He's no longer a lich. He's now a demi-lich. Which means he's a sliver away from godhood.
As he does that, I exhale and breathe fire directly at him.
Okay. Must make a DC 13 saving throw. Where are his attributes? Oh, I was putting on music. I was putting on good music for this. All right. Dexterity, you said 13. So he passes. So go ahead and deal damage.
Do I need to also press attack with it so it counts the... Because I only get to use it 3 times, right?
You exhale the fire 3 times. Yes, I believe so. Let's go and click that attack button.
So make an attack. Okay.
It shouldn't. It should just be...
Weird.
I don't
Okay, I'll just
understand
roll
why
for
it
the
would
damage
do
then.
that. That's weird. Okay. -5, because you round down. Okay. That's your first charge. You have 2 charges of fire breath left. That's your bonus action. What we're going to do is we're going to have everyone roll initiative now. Let me make a combat. I need to make sure. Make sure everyone's token is actually the prop. Their tokens are not the same name as them right now. That music is getting very loud.
It's quite horrific.
That's the point.
I was waiting for the bass drop.
Alright, I need to right-click this so you can see this combat is going to be massive. Alright, has everyone rolled their stuff? Okay, good. Okay, Rictus is going last. Aerith is going after Sabas. Okay. So now, combat begins. Alright, this one's not nearly as good as I thought it would be. Here we go. Okay. We're starting off with Sabas. Sabas, it is your turn.
Well, let's get the weapon ready. So, Shadow Blade.
Okay.
So that is now ready. And then... This is a really narrow fighting path. So this curved circular thing, I assume is high up. How high up? Actually, I should have asked this before I did anything.
It basically, they have room to pass underneath it. But if they were large, like the Lich himself, the Demi Lich can't actually, can't move past it. He's too tall. He'd have to like bend down underneath it. So you could jump up on that if you want to, but they're constantly moving. They're like rotating around it.
Is the speed enough to use my own movement speed to say I could just constantly be following it around kind of thing? Or... Okay, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, jump up.
Go and make an acrobatics check, please.
Yep.
To make sure you can grab onto it. Yep, you're able to grab onto it. Are you grabbing onto the underneath one or the above one?
The above one. The underneath seems like it'd be harder to keep track on.
Okay.
And yeah, the movement bonus action, throw the Shadow Blade.
Okay. Go and chuck it. You're well within range. You're well within range. I wouldn't worry.
Okay, well, it has a 20-foot throwing foot short range.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not that far above him. He's actually very tall. That does hit. That is...
why is it not having
What?
finesse?
Oh, because I didn't update it. So what's your dexterity is 5, right? So that's
Yeah.
8 damage.
Yeah.
And it's
should be it.
psychic. Okay. You throw it and shoo, and it sort of stabs into him, and he just looks up at you. And you can see that his eyes are now purple amethysts, and they emit like this sort of strange glow over his whole thing. And he has the smile all the time. His actual teeth are made of diamond. So he literally has, like, instead of having his normal skeletal features, his whole skull is made of precious gemstone.
Okay.
He's also wearing full plate mail as well.
Very strong lich. That's my turn.
Okay. So if that's your turn, that brings us to Aerith, that sorceress. She sort of turns to you guys, and you realize that since the last time you actually, I think you downed her, her face has fallen off for the most part. So now she is also a sort of skull with fleshy looking eyes, but they have yellowed, and they have sort of this temper or like this almost soul stitched look to them, as one of them dangles and like looks downward in her eye socket, and the other one is very apparently attached to one of you, as she is going to move. What is her movement speed? Her movement speed is 30 feet. She's going to move just underneath Sabbath. She's going to look up at Sabbath. And she's going to cast... Oh, she doesn't have any ranged attacks. Never mind. She's just going to look up at you. And she's going to look straight forward at the two people in front of her, or everyone in front of her. And she readies her long sword, and she starts wielding it two-handed. Okay. That brings us to Technician. What would you like to do?
All right, Technician is going to draw his Wand of Web.
Okay.
And I guess just cast Web from my spell book because it's also in there.
Oh, that's where it should be, so you can cast it. It has 7 charges. Okay. So these two need to make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes.
Cinderella fails. They both fail.
Okay, they are both restrained. They can, on their turn, make a strength check against my DC.
Cinderella is going to use his legendary resistant to automatically pass.
Fair.
But he's the only one. The other one is not going to use. She's not going to use hers. So.
Okay. Okay, in that case,
I can use a strength saving throw to try to get out of it.
yes. On her next turn, I believe you can.
I think it's the end of her turn, right?
A creature restrained by the webs can use its action to make a strength check against your spell to save DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Easy.
Okay. All right. So in that case,
That was your action, correct?
that was my action. So
Okay.
we still got bonus action and movement. And then for bonus action, we're going to tell Defender to attack.
All right.
I'm sorry, was it shift right click or control right click
For what?
for targeting?
Double right click.
Double right click.
Oh. There we go.
You have advantage against her.
Okay. That's okay. I think all of my attacks disappeared.
On Defender?
Yeah.
That's under features.
Oh, yeah, it's under features. That's right. Thank you.
But you don't
Except
have to
I
keep
can't-
clicking it. You're not in the chat,
Oh.
obviously.
Sorry. My bad.
You're fine. Oh. That was
Check out that feast or famine,
almost
right?
bad. That was almost bad. Okay, so that definitely hits.
I'll take it.
All right. That's 14 damage. He hits. Does he have 2 attacks, or does he only have 1 attack?
Pretty sure he only has 1 attack.
He only has 1 attack. That's right.
And that's it.
Okay. That's it for Technician. Correct?
Yeah, that's everything. Yep.
Okay, Vidar, it's your turn.
Vidar is just going to start stabbing at the Death Sorceress.
Okay. Does that web last for a while, or is it only that turn?
Let me double check. 1 hour.
Jesus.
If the webs aren't anchored between 2 solid masses, such as walls or trees, or layered across the floor, ceiling, the conjured web collapses. So the stuff that fell off the side of the bridge, that's effectively gone. But I don't have the means to change the template.
It still counts. I'm not worried about it.
Fair enough. Its depth is 5 feet. It is difficult terrain. Crossing into it can grant restrained unless they pass their DC for deck save. Yeah, it's there for an hour. Or there's also the damage condition.
Okay. All right, Vidar. You're
Do I get
attacking.
advantage?
You're attacking the sorceress. Yes, you have advantage. That still hits. Jesus Christ.
And a bonus attack.
That hits. It still had advantage on that one, but okay.
Sneak attack?
He already did a sneak attack. You only get
okay.
sneak attack once per turn.
My bad.
I wish, right?
That would be insane.
then-
That would actually be insanity.
Yeah, and then just gonna stand there. End of turn.
Okay, Chaz Toulette's. What are you doing? She is going to move up. Chaz Toulette is going to use her action to cast Crusaders Mantle. Wait, what? Why doesn't she have spell slots? What the fuck? I made her get spells. Hold on. I know she has 3rd level spell slots. But either way, she's going to make it to where you guys add an extra D4 radiant damage on all of your attacks. She's placing it on herself. So anywhere that she moves is where you guys are going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's going to move up here. And the template comes with her. So anyone in this range who's friendly adds D4 radiant damage to all their attacks. Oops, that's not right. Okay. That being said, she doesn't have any bonus action, so she's just gonna chill for now. Vajim is gonna ready both her weapons, and she's going to dash. Wait, I don't think she has to dash, because she has 40 feet of movement, 35 feet of movement. Yep, she's gonna dash, and then throw her dwarven thrower. Attack. Swing away. Wait, she has advantage. She still hits. Damage. 10. Okay. So she throws it, and then her bonus action is pulling the hammer back to her. She pulls it back. And that brings us to Cinderash. Since he has already broken free, I don't think he has to continue doing web stuff if he broke free already.
He doesn't have to continue doing web stuff, but it is still difficult terrain.
Okay, so it's still difficult terrain for him. That's fine.
It says that if he moves into them while during his turn, he has to make another dexterity saving throw. It says
But
each
if he's
creature
already-
starts its
so-
turn with webs.
But if he's already in them, well, actually, yeah, that's a really good point. If he's moving through them, is that the same as entering them?
He does
Or
start. He
is
does
it-
start his turn in them,
Yeah. Okay.
but he does get his legendary resistances back now. This is his turn, and he still fails. So he's gonna have to use another legendary resistance. Wait, I don't think he gets legendary resistance back, does he? 3 per day. So no, he doesn't get it back. He's gonna use that to move out of them. What spells does he have? Who's up front right now? It's Sabas is a little bit farther above.
Defender.
Sabas and Defender are both up there.
No, Defender's on the bridge.
Oh yeah, Defender's on the bridge. He is going to. He's going to cast a spell. If any of you would like to make an Arcana check to see if you can tell what it is, you're more than welcome to do that. He's casting Dimension Door. Sabas has no idea.
LMAO, said the snake, LOL.
He's making a dimension door.
He later puts his hand up, draws a circle in the air, and appears directly behind Vidar.
He has done a Bamf.
He looks down, and you can hear like the clatter and shittering of his bones as he looks down at you, Vidar. Lorshik.
Whoa. Am I able to be underneath Sabas?
Yes.
Because if a friendly creature is still affected by these webs, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Every
And to confirm,
that's,
I already
yeah.
and I already used my bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna be underneath Sabas, and I'm going to wail on her with Ferald's Castigator. But before I do, I'm going to. I can't. Bonus action. Never mind. Yeah, I'm going to wail at her. Do I have advantage on her?
Yes, you do have advantage on her.
Doesn't matter. Should I roll again?
Yeah, just roll another one. Okay, you hit. Oh, you
And then I'm going
need
to
to add
attack
another
her.
D4 radiant damage, by the way.
Is there a way for me to do that with?
Yeah, so when you have click damage, it's going to have
Oh, okay, I
situational
see.
bonus. You can add it on there.
Got it.
Okay.
And I'm going to hit her again.
Okay. Okay, that's bad. Okay. You need to
Or
roll.
whom?
You need to click crit damage. There you go. Jesus.
Hey, look at that. The numbers are the same. That's pretty neat, isn't it? That's pretty.
It's very
That's
neat.
pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat, actually. She just sort of turns to look at you. Anger in her eyes.
And then, oh wait, I can't do that either. All right.
Anything else?
Yeah. I'm gonna action surge.
Okay.
Did you use your bonus action?
He did to breathe fire.
Action surge is a special.
Oh, he did that first.
Yeah, action surge is like a special out of turn thing. Incidental would be a good word for that. Okay, you hit. Okay,
And one more.
that's a hit. Okay.
And that will end my turn.
All right, that brings us to Rictus. Rictus, what are you doing?
Does she seem phased at all about me bashing her face in repeatedly with a giant hammer?
Mm-hmm. She looks damaged, but you can't really tell because she's undead, so. Rictus looks up at Sabis, the blonde sort of Death Knight character. Ooh, okay. He walks over. And he climbs up onto the same band that you're on, Sabis. And he uses a dash action to start running along it. You can only get that far. So you're watching this massive Death Knight with his like huge warhammer run towards you along this stone circle. He also has a shield,
Alright.
by the way. Yeah. It goes to your turn, Sabis. We're on round 2.
I don't like being run out by this man. I'm going to Earth Tremor his side.
Okay.
I don't care about the damage. So targeting and just beyond him just to hit him, with the goal of trying to make him prone. If he fails that saving throw, he gets knocked prone, which I hope has some implications considering he's sprinting along a very narrow walkway.
Okay, so make a dexterity saving throw.
That's what you have to do. It's easy 15.
All right, awesome. 19.
Alright, nothing happens.
Okay.
Bonus action, put the dagger back in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to taunt him over here.
Okay.
Just, yeah, get out of the way.
Okay. That brings us to Aerith, who literally has 1 hit point. Okay. She
Does she
looks.
get disadvantage while she's in the web?
She does. but she has to take an action to attack, or she has to take an action to get out of it. She's going to use her bonus action to cast a spell. If anyone would like to make an Arcana check. She just cast Staggering Smite. And she's going to swing at Loershik.
Sorry, that is... She's making an attack against Loershik, right?
No, the next time you
Or
hit
is it a
it,
spell?
next time you hit, she's not attacking him. She's casting a spell and then attacking him. She's using bonus action to cast a spell, and then she's attacking him.
But she is attacking him with a weapon.
Yes.
Let's see, within 5 feet of it.
Is that deflect attack? She already has disadvantage for being in the webs.
Double disadvantage?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
What's your AC?
16.
Okay. She misses the first attack.
Is her second attack on me as well?
Uh-huh. She misses the second attack.
I'd laugh at her. That's a reaction.
Okay. Technician, it's you.
Okay, we're going to do bonus action first. Defender, attack.
Okay.
Flanked, advantage.
She is in webs, so he gets
Restrained.
advantage. Yep.
Got it.
That was almost a 1, and then it was not. You also didn't add the D4 radiant damage. Zero. Then she needs to make a Constitution, or no, she just rolls a D20 for Death saving throw, right? It's not a Constitution. Okay.
That one.
Nope. Okay. So Aerith goes down.
All right.
Aerith falls to the floor.
Okay. Rep is going to turn and look at giant skeleton boy. Move to there,
Okay.
and then attack with the heavy crossbow.
Okay. It does not hit. That does hit.
Does it? That does hit. Okay.
Okay.
And that's it. That's everything.
All right. Vidar.
And I'm not in melee range, right? I can step away without getting
You
auto
can
killed.
take a bonus action to disengage. His bone staff does appear to have lots and lots of reach.
I'm going to lead off with a stab.
Okay. That does not hit.
Yeah, I'm going to disengage.
Bonus action disengage.
Yeah,
Okay.
and just take a couple steps back here. And that would be the end of the turn.
All right. So you end your turn?
Yep.
At the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action. To cast Ray of Frost at you. What's your AC?
17.
He misses you by 1. You should be very happy about that. Okay. That brings us to Chestelet. She's going to move away. She's going to move away from him. And bring her aura with her. And that's what she's going to do. She's going to hold her action if it comes over there. Vajim, seeing this, moves up next to Vidar and does a hammer throw. That's a hit. Does a little bit of damage. Oh, Jesus. Forgot the 1d4 radiant. Damn. That's really fucking bad damage. Okay, minus 12. And then her hammer comes back to her as a bonus action. Now it's his turn. His legendary actions refresh. What is this? He's going to start giggling. He's going to aim both of his hands down. Go like this. Aim both of them down and cast Cone of Cold onto all of you. How do I... Damn it. I don't know how to... I forgot how to rotate it. How do I rotate this?
I have no idea. I was trying to figure that out earlier.
I know there's
too.
a way to rotate it. Oh, wait. I think I'd use my mouse wheel. Hold on. Yeah, use your mouse wheel. He's going to use that to cast Cone of Cold on you guys.
So I'd like to use my reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use one of my charges on Ferald's Castigator and swing the hammer between the people on the bridge towards what's his face.
Okay.
So I just like roll for normal damage. Is that normal for attack?
Why are you making how can you make this attack exactly?
Because if he makes any attack on any person within 5 feet of me, and technically Defender is within 5 feet of me, I'm allowed to make a melee reaction attack.
I don't think spells are considered attacks.
Yeah, they're not.
Is it a spell if he's activating the weapon though?
The problem
Well,
is it's not an attack. This is just a spell that makes you make a Constitution saving throw. So he doesn't have to roll anything to hit you. So he can't miss with it.
Got it. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, gotcha. Is there any save?
Yeah. Constitution saving throw. I need everybody in the cone to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Jesus. I need
A lot of high numbers.
Defender to make one as well, please.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's different things to click.
You all actually.
Oh!
Does Aerith take?
She
same?
fails a saving throw automatically. She fails a death saving throw. Because it's technically range damage. Okay. Vizim crit that one. Chaz Tillet failed. Okay, so anyone who succeeded takes half of this damage. So if you succeeded, which is everyone but Chaz Tillet, you take 21 points of damage. Chaz Tillet takes 42. And Defender takes 42. All right. And that's Cinder Ash's turn. Lorishik.
Use my bonus action to use a second charge of the fire breathing, and I breathe the fire onto the webs that are surrounding Aerith.
Do you breathe on her too or no?
If I can, yes.
Yeah.
Oops, I don't know why I did that. Sorry. So I do that, and then I move in front of Vidar.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, where was I? I was here. Did I move in front of Vidar? And I activate a charge on Ferald's Castigator, and I go swinging.
Oh, so she fails her concentration check.
I don't have advantage or anything on him, right?
Nope.
I assume 23 hits.
It do. Okay.
Yeah, she lost concentration, so I don't have the radiant
You
damage.
don't
right?
have radiant damage anymore, no.
And I will. Can I continue using my movement and move closer to him again and take my hit up close?
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Oh. 18 still hit, right?
Yes, 18 does hit. Okay. So you have one charge of breath left. You smashed him 2 times. Anything else?
I cannot do anything else. The webs, I believe, should still be there for an entire round until it comes back.
Yep,
to me,
they
to be clear.
shit burns for this round until it comes back to you. In which Aerith will actually die. All right. Okay. So the battle begins for the bridge with all the undead on it. I have to roll basically 2d20s. Rostis and his crew are not doing well. They are not winning. They appear to be holding them off for the time being, but they're not doing well from what it looks like. That being said, we come to Rictus. Rictus, looking down at the situation, is going to jump down. And he is going to swing onto... Actually, he's going to... He's going to swing and do. Okay, his first attack is going to. He's going to come down with his longsword. Boom! And his longsword is bristling with the sickly red energy as he comes down on you. He needs to make an athletics check, which he passes with flying colors, literally nat 20. So he jumps off the ring, boom, and double hands his longsword onto Technician. Technician, what is your AC? Or what are you doing? Anything in reaction? What are you doing?
So, number 1, deflect attack.
Oh, he will have disadvantage. You're right.
Number 2, AC is 19.
AC is 19. Duly noted. Okay, he misses his first attack. His second and third attacks. Misses that one. He misses his third attack against you. Okay. That brings us to Sabis. You're still crawling. It's taking you with its rotating. Actually, this one's rotating right. So it would bring you 1, 2, 3, 4. It brings you here at the beginning of your turn. Now you can go. Okay.
Sadis, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, should be 40 feet of movement to get there.
Okay.
And then attacking with the Shuttle Blade.
Do it.
It already cast. I just scroll back up. That's right. Where is... There it is. Alright. Oh, I would have advantage next time because I'm next to Lorek Chikie.
No, you have to be across from you for that to happen. Flanking
Gotcha.
only happens if you're across from each other.
Alright.
That does not hit him.
Alright. I don't think I have anything I can do with my bonus action. Dash and get your hide. You can't move through enemies, correct?
Nope.
Yeah, alright. That is
No,
my turn.
there are some things that may let you be able to do that, but not this one.
Alright. That will be my turn.
Okay. He's going to use a legendary action at the end of your turn. Or 2 legendary actions to smack you with the bone staff. Got a large staff. What's your AC?
My AC is 18.
24 hits you.
Yep. But definitely hits me.
Hits you for 25 points of damage. Bonk.
This is a melee with the staff.
It is.
I will take my sentinel attack reaction.
Your reaction? Sure.
Oops.
What? All right. Roll crit damage.
31. 31.
Mediocre. All right. That's your reaction, right, Loreshik?
Yep.
That brings us to Technician.
Okay, bonus action. Defender, shove.
Okay.
So Defender is going to try to push Zomboy off the bridge.
So it's athletics versus athletics then.
This is so annoying.
Shut
Nobody can fall
up,
off this
dude.
bridge.
No way.
Uh,
He does have enough strength to... He does have enough ability to stop that. So we will see. He does not. Okay. He gets pushed off the side. As a reaction, from him being pushed off the side, a pair of bone wings sprout out of his back, and he begins to fly. And you hear the chattering of his... Have you ever heard someone grind their teeth? Have you heard that noise?
oh yes, it's a noise I'm very familiar with. In fact, I'm hearing it right now.
He makes that noise, and he looks at you, and he goes, "Some of us were paying attention the last time." As he
Good.
flies offward. As he flies off, he's actually 10 feet underneath you.
All right, let's start blapping then, I guess.
Okay. That was your bonus action, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going to shoot twice?
Okay.
That's a hit. Oh. Dang.
And we're going to Arcane Jolt on that.
So minus 12. Okay.
And then attack again.
Oh, yeah, you have that now, right? You got that with 9, right?
Yeah.
That does not hit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's me then. Oh, sorry. I know I have Zomboy targeted. Reprap's attacks are against the Lich, not Zomboy.
Oh, Reprax were against him?
I apologize about that. They're against the Lich. Yeah, I screwed that up. That's my bad.
Okay. Minus 12.
Sorry. Did
Oh,
those still hit? Well, I guess the first one still hit.
What the first one still hit? They have the same AC. Actually, they don't have the same AC. So.
Okay, fair enough.
But the second one would still not have hit the Lich.
Got
They're
it.
both at least 18.
Yeah, fair enough.
That brings us to Vidar.
Vidar is going to stab at the Lich.
That is a hit.
I get sneak attack, right? Because there's people in range.
You absolutely do, because you have allies that are next to him.
And then, as always, a bonus attack. And then after throwing both of the knives, is just going to kind of reset his feet, kind of looking over his shoulder, seeing the thing fall off the bridge and hearing it, and just mostly still focusing on the Lich, though. End of turn.
Chaz Tillet is going to... she's going to cast... Aura of Vitality. So basically, anyone within range of her, she can use a bonus action to heal you for 2d6. She's going to choose to heal Sabis. for 9 damage. And she's going to move forward. Vizim is going to move over here. And just, like, wait. She's going to hold her turn in case Rictus comes back. Cinderash. He puts his bone staff down on the ground and points a finger at Loershik. Hey, Loershik. Will you make a
Yes.
Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Oh, of course. You know what? I'm going to will the old king that.
Will the old king. Go ahead.
Is there a way for me to... Oh, there it is.
Okay. You succeeded the saving throw. So you take 49 points of necrotic damage as he casts Finger of Death on you. Okay. It's your turn.
I am going to use Fighting Spirit. And I'm going to swing at him.
It does not hit. That's the first attack you failed in a long time.
I'm going to swing at him again.
Okay. That hits. $19. There you go.
I get how many? 5 hit points? Is there yet?
You get 5 temporary hit points, yes.
What was Chasselet's vitality thing?
She can use a bonus action to heal you for 2d6. So on her turn, she can choose to use a bonus action to heal one of you for 2d6. Anyone within range.
As the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Rictus. Rictus is going to... He's going to fly back up to meet you guys at 0 feet. So that's 10 feet. 15, 20, 25, 30. He sees that his friend is in danger. So he's going to swing on Loershik.
Sweet.
With his... It's supposed to be a warhammer. It's a warhammer that is glowing with a sickly red energy. What's your AC?
16.
He hits. Will you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
I'm going to will the old king that.
Go ahead. Okay. You do succeed, but you also take 24 points of necrotic damage. And that's his first of 3 attacks. That hits. He is using versatile damage. You take 19 points of damage.
I fail a death saving throw for them, right?
You
nine.
you have to make a death saving throw now. You don't automatically fail one. Just this one, you go down, you make a death saving throw immediately. Okay, you succeed on one. He is going to use his third and final attack to stab you for 2 failed death saving throws. And that brings us to Sabas.
How damaged is Big Boy Demi-Lich?
You can make a perception check to see if you can tell.
I apologize. I do not go down.
Oh yeah, you have the
I have
resilient.
preemptive wound closure.
You do. So you only go down to 1 hit point, right?
Yes. Yes.
Or do you stabilize immediately, right?
I stabilize immediately. Whenever I'm dying, sorry, at the start of my turn, I will stabilize.
Okay, so you're not going to be dying when it becomes your next turn. So you won't roll a death saving throw on
Correct.
your turn. Okay.
And if I
Thanks.
roll to recover hit die, it doubles.
Okay.
Alright, I assume A perception does nothing, so attack the Lich.
Okay.
I'm tired of scrolling out, so I'm just gonna recast without the spell slot real quick.
Yeah, that would be quite a way to scroll. You do not hit.
Yeah. That will be my turn.
All right. That brings us as a legendary action. He is going to what armor is Sabas wearing right now?
I believe I just have natural armor. I believe that is where my AC comes from.
Yep, you aren't wearing any armor. Okay,
Yeah, it's natural armor from
he's going to use a legendary action to cast Shocking Grasp on you. What's your AC?
18.
He misses.
Alright.
Okay, that brings us to Technician. Oh yeah, I needed to make.
How's Rictus's battle going?
That is a good question. I just remembered that. Oh, they're winning now.
They are winning.
They are winning. They are stopping
Okay.
the undead from getting on the platform.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you for reminding me. I literally just thought of that as you said it. I was like, oh.
Yeah. There was an interesting thing about to happen, so I figured I would ask. Rep is going to move up to here,
Mhm.
and then shout to Rictus and his men to focus right.
Okay.
He's going to grab the bolt out of his heavy crossbow,
Mm-hmm.
toss it up in the air,
Oh shit. Okay.
and we're going to do a summon barrage. Now, here's the thing: is I'm going to have to figure out how to.
Mouse wheel to rotate it. So you're gonna help Rostis
So-
by shooting all the undead there.
We're going to shoot all the undead, and we're hoping to catch Rictus in that spray too.
Oh, sure. If that's your objective, then he has to make a saving throw, right?
Yes, DC 17.
He passes.
Damn. Okay.
So go and roll damage.
Well, it's okay.
He still takes half damage. So
Are you kidding me?
that was a poopy roll, my dude.
That was a poopy roll.
You're supposed to do the half damage afterwards. You're not supposed to roll for half damage, Data.
No, sorry, that was my bad. That was my bad.
You're right. Bonus action?
We're bonus action. We're gonna dump a healing potion in Lorachik.
Okay. You heal for 5, Lorachik. Not 50.
That doesn't look right.
That doesn't look right.
The inputs are terrible in this thing.
They can
It's
be.
that thing where we think Lorachik has like a shitload of HP, but in reality he's just a mirage. He's got 10 HP.
It's just an illusion. His whole existence is just an illusion. He doesn't actually do damage or anything.
It was Callum the whole time. Ha ha! That's the end of my turn.
All right, that brings us to Vidar.
Vidar is going to stab at Demi-Lich.
Okay.
Because why not, right?
That's why not.
No. No, you're not.
Then I'm going to other stab.
That hits?
And do I get a sneak attack on this one?
You absolutely do.
I couldn't remember if it was just the main hand or not.
All right, so that's minus 23. Okay. That brings us to Chastelet. Chastelet's going to use a bonus action to heal Lorachik. For 7.
7 on the die, so I get 14.
No, 7. No, she only heals you for 7 total. Period.
So with my periaptive wound closure, oh, it's whenever I roll. Never mind.
Yeah, whenever you roll for recovery. And then she's going to use Cure Wounds on you as well. At 2nd level. Because one of them is a concentration spell and the other is not. And she didn't cast anything this round, so... she heals you for 10. Vajim is going to move up. She's going to go ham on this dude. Attacking with both her Dwarven Thrower and her Warhammer. Hit. Damage. Hit. Damage. Minus 18. Okay. As a bonus action, oh wait, she already used her bonus action to attack with her 2nd hammer. That's fine. Okay. That brings us to Cinderash. He's going to cast a spell. If anyone would like to make an Arcana check, you're more than welcome to figure out what he's casting. Technician is casting the Cloud Kill spell. The magic appears to be made of that is true, Vidar. I need everybody in this range except for Defender. Wait, is it? Hold on. You're immune to resistant to poison. You're not immune to it, and you have advantage. So, Vidar and Technician, you will roll Constitution saving throws at advantage. So will Vazim. Everyone else roll Constitution saving throws regular, please.
I'm gonna cross and grits that.
Okay. So you roll 1 dice and replace one of them with it.
Wait a minute. Why would Vidar not also have advantage on
He
that?
did have
I
advantage.
did.
He rolled poorly.
Oh.
Okay, so all of you pass. Oh, creatures are affected even if they hold their breath or don't need to breathe. Interesting. I think damage immunity is poison. Okay, so still defender doesn't have to do anything at all. He's immune to it. Or is it acid?
It said poison.
It's poison damage. Yes, cloud kills
Yeah.
poison damage. Okay, I'm just making sure, verifying. Okay.
I'm with you. I checked it 3 times.
Those of you who passed take 8 points. Those of you who are resistant take 4 points. So Vidar and Technician take 4. Everyone else takes 8. And then this will happen until the end of time. Until you stop him from casting the spell. It's got a duration of 10 minutes. And this happens on every turn for 10 minutes. And that is his turn. Lorshik.
I'm going to second wind. And do I double the 10 or do I double the 19?
You don't double anything. Recovery is when you're resting.
In addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, double the number of hit points it restores.
Oh! So... Huh. So that does count.
That's why I
for
asked about
second- so
chestlet.
Second wind. That's 38. Yeah, whenever you roll a hit die. Okay. So yeah, you heal for 38 there. But you do need to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'm going to will the old king that.
Okay.
Cross and grits. It's Constitution.
I will.
You do,
Cross
have,
and
you do have a
grits.
cross and grits as well. Oh, wow.
Can I use? No, I can't. I use a charge already. Never mind.
You take 22 points of poison damage.
I am going to attack. I can't. No, I can't move. I'm going to attack big skeleton dude.
You're going to attack Cinderash.
Cinderella, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have advantage or anything, right? No.
No. That is a hit.
Take my second attack. I miss. That's the end of my turn.
12 damage. Oh, a second win is not a hit dice. It's just a d10. So you only...
I will subtract the 19.
Okay. Al was right. He was correct. I thought it was a hit dice. I was wrong. That brings us to Rictus. Rictus is immune to poison. Technician, what's your AC?
19.
Okay. His first attack misses. What shitty rolls. Please, roll well. Like, 2 times. Yes! Okay. You're casting shield?
As a reaction.
Okay, so he misses on 1, but he hits on 1. He hits on the 3rd one.
Okay.
It's because that puts your AC to 24?
24. Yeah.
Oh, so he hits you with both then. He rolled 24 and 27.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just a D10 plus whatever. It's just a roll of D10. That's it. It doesn't say it's a hit dice. It just says it's a D10. If it said roll a hit die to do it, then yeah. Okay, so yeah, they do both hit you. The first one is they're both for 24, so you take 48 points of slashing damage. Technically crushing damage, but it doesn't really matter. I did not change his. How many hit points do you have left?
2.
Jesus. All right, that brings us back up to Sabas.
You said this dude's wings were made of bone?
They are. He's got little skelly boy wings.
Bonus action, disengage. Move over to here.
Okay.
And then, Tasha's Caustic Brew, can I try to melt his wings off with an acid spell?
You can try.
Alright.
Rostis is winning, by the way. Because you
We are
gave him a +5. So.
Nice.
So, let's see. Yeah, I can jump up to here, and then I'll definitely be in the line.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna try to hit his wing specifically with a line of acid.
Okay. He has to make a dexterity saving throw.
15, yeah.
He gets a 22.
Then I believe it does nothing. Yeah, does nothing. Okay, my turn.
All right. Technician. You're very close to dead.
Yes, I am. Yes.
I cast physics.
Okay. We are. Okay, we're going to have. We're going to bonus action and tell Defender to attack Cinder Ash.
Okay. He moves up. That's a hit. Okay, I need to make a Constitution saving throw at advantage to keep his casting up. So he's a warcaster, which he passes. So his concentration is kept. Minus
And then-
14. Arcane Jolt.
And then Arcane Jolt.
Mm-hmm.
Choose one creature or object you can see within 30 feet of the target. Healing energy flows into the chosen recipient. So I'm going to heal myself for 2d6.
Okay, go ahead. Choose to either deliver an extra 2d6 force damage or restore 2d6 health, right?
Yeah, oh, I guess I could have just hit the damage button.
Yeah, you can. It either works either way. So you give yourself 7 hit points.
Okay, then we're going to attack Rictus twice.
You're going to attack Rictus twice?
Yep.
That's a hit. Okay. That was almost not a hit. That's a hit. Damn, nice rolls.
Thank
Okay, anything else?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to risk it.
For the biscuit?
Who am I? Am I still in melee range for Cinderella?
Yes, you are.
I am? Okay. I don't know that I'm feeling that lucky.
What, trying to run away?
Backing up would be, I mean, would be not the worst idea. No, we'll hang out. We'll stand around. End of turn.
Okay, at the end of your turn, he's going to use a legendary action, 2 legendary actions to attack defender with a bone staff. He has disadvantage, right?
Yes, he does.
What's defender's AC?
15.
Okay. He rolled a 19 to hit. Takes 22 points of damage. So defender's dead then, right? Oh, low air shake.
Do I get advantage because of defender? Is that right?
No, he imposes disadvantage, not advantage.
Oh, okay. Didn't need it.
That's a hit. All right. As you hit him, his bones crumble underneath him, and his sort of armor falls away, and the skull is sort of sitting there, floating in front of you. It looks down at you and chitters, and the teeth grind together, and you hear almost like a metal on metal noise as he looks down at you, and all of the eyes of the undead underneath you begin to peter out, and you hear the sound of crashing armor and other things like that. And unless any of you, so basically Vidar, Chaztalet, Vizim, and Loreshik, all of you will have one more turn. But he is... Okay, so you all have one turn to do something. If you try and attack him, he's considered a small creature, and you will have disadvantage to hit him. And you basically have until... So as he crashes from your reaction, he's going to use a legendary action to move away without provoking opportunity attack. So he moves 30 feet. His skull is going to move 30 feet in this direction. That's his first legendary action. Vidar, it's your turn.
I'm going to do a stab
On the skull or on Rictus?
on the skull.
Okay. You're going to be at disadvantage.
Okay. Does that work?
It does, yes.
And do I get a sneak attack too?
You do not. Because
Alright,
you're
I'll
at
do a sneak attack
disadvantage.
for that.
What?
Oh, disadvantage?
You were at disadvantage and you don't have any allies next to him. And it says
Alright.
as long as you don't have disadvantage. But you do. So you do not sneak attack. You do deal 9 damage to him. You can see it sticks in the skull for a moment. Bonus attack?
And then, yeah, bonus attack at him as well. And I'm going to use homing strikes to up that by a d8.
Okay. You're going to have to roll one more than that in order to succeed that hit. You'd have to roll a 4. You have to get a 16 total. His AC has a skull 16, but you are at disadvantage when you hit him, when you try and attack him. So, just letting you know. At the end of your turn, he's going to use his second legendary action to move another 30 feet away from you. Okay. Chastelet is just going to heal Loreshik for 2d6.
Shields you for 10, Lorishik. Then she's going to cast Cure Wounds on to Technician. Healing you for 3. He's going to use his third legendary action to move his final 30 feet over here. That brings us to Vajim. Vajim is going to see if she's going to wait, hold her action until she's going to bonus action Rage. And then wait to see if Rictus tries to get away. Cinderella is going to do a dash action to move 60 feet. So Cinderella has ran. He's running away. Lorishik, what are you doing?
I would like to use my bonus action to use my last charge of Fire Breath and breathe it down the side of the wall to ideally give Rictus's guys advantage.
Okay. Sure.
So I'm going to spray it down the side of this wall over here.
Sure.
And then I assume I have melee range on Floaty Skeleton Boy over here, right?
You do? Yep.
I am going to kick his ass.
Sure.
And uno mas.
Okay. There you go.
And that is my turn.
Legendary action. Rictus is going to use an action to disengage. He's going to fly 30 feet this way. Sabas, it's your turn.
The Lich is a little far away. So we're going to throw the Shadow Blade, even though it's going to be a disadvantage to its out of ideal range. I am still tired of scrolling up.
At Rictus. You do not
That's
hit.
not gonna hit. Yeah.
It throws past him. Legendary. Okay. Anything else?
You bonus action, put the dagger back in my hand, jump down.
Okay.
That's it.
Legendary action. Rictus gets, or Cinderash gets away. Officially, he exits through the door and gets away from you guys. But his undead army is slowly crumbling underneath you, slowly but surely. That brings us to Technician.
Okay, so hang on, give me a second here. Oh, okay. That's yeah. So we're gonna take 2 attacks against Rictus.
Okay. Not a hit and not a hit. Man, the rolls.
Yeah.
Damn.
The dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Vidar.
Vidar's gonna stab at Rictus.
Sure.
It seems like there's no one else to stab at these days.
You're right.
And I'm going to homing strike that for a D8.
You have to roll a 6 to hit him. You do hit him.
Hey, that's the first time I've ever actually consumed one of my psychic dice.
That is, wow, 31 episodes. Monumentous occasion.
And I assume no sneak attack again.
Nope, no sneak attack. So minus.
And that one does hit.
That
too.
does hit, yeah. Okay. Chastelet's just gonna continue to heal. For 2d6. Three on rep wrap, and then another. She's gonna cast another. Actually, she's gonna lay on hands Lorishik for 50. So you heal for 50, Lorishik. That's her action. Vizim is gonna throw her dwarven thrower. I think it has a range of normal range of 20. Okay, so she can disadvantage chuck it. Oh, she whiffed. And then she bonus actions it to come back to her hand. Lorishik.
I pull out my longbow and I shoot. I'm going to use Fighting Spirit.
Okay.
I still get two attack. Is it two melee attacks per
No,
turn,
two
or is
attacks.
it two just
Two
attacks?
attacks, period.
Cool. All right. So I will shoot an arrow at Douche-Nozzle.
Okay. Rictus.
Oh, I'm supposed to have advantage. I still hit him, right?
Yeah, roll second time in case you crit, though. No, okay. So you just hit him. Okay.
And I will attack him again.
Ooh, you do not hit.
Cool.
All right.
That is the end of my turn.
Okay. When it's his turn, he's going to dash action. And unless any of you have a plan on catching Rictus, he will be leaving. He'll be getting out. Do any of you have a plan on chasing after Rictus or no?
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you... Oh, yeah, you have super range, don't you?
Yeah.
The range on your thing is 100 feet. Are you going to move as well?
So yeah, we've actually got a couple things we can do here, but
Okay.
um,
Because I don't think anyone else has an option to hit him except for maybe Vidar has like one turn. Unless you're going to Broom of Flying and chase him.
okay, so
Oh no. Vidar does have an ability to chase him.
Actually,
Hold on.
okay.
Hold on. He was here. Okay. So you have one turn before he exits through this door.
Does he look almost dead by any chance?
Make a perception check. No.
I'm gonna conjure barrage on him.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck him. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and cast it.
Okay.
So first things first, Sabbath, are you going to be able to catch him in any way, shape, or form?
I have that's all I don't have range now.
Okay.
So Technician and Vidar basically are the only ones that have the ability to do anything this turn.
If I have another turn in the round, my longbow does hit him still.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Technician.
Wait a minute. That's a 60-foot cone?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
It doesn't seem to be. Like if you draw out from right in front of him, it's only a 40
because
foot cone.
because it goes out to the edges. The edges are 60 feet.
Okay.
You draw the cone out to the edge. Is how you measure it.
I see. Okay. Okay, well, that definitely doesn't hit him.
Well, if you moved, you're 30 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we move this. 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're still just short.
Yeah.
Damn.
If I catch him, does that stop him from leaving, or am I just going to get like a baby stab off and then he's gonna make a break for it?
Oh, no, if you stop him, he's going to swack the shit out of you. He's going to attack you with everything that he has.
So are we counting me casting Conjure Barrage then?
No.
Because I did. No? Are you sure?
You know that you would not have
Okay.
range for it.
All right, then I'll just do 2 heavy crossbows.
And Sabas, if you end up having to go, you can just go. Because we're almost done. So
Yeah, I'm probably gonna head out in a couple minutes.
it does not hit. It does not hit either. Vidar.
Vidar's gonna make a light attempt. It's like about right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's easy. I'll take another couple stabs. Just why not? And I can't even save that with a +8, right?
No. He's got 21 AC, so it's not happening. Hit. Okay. No one else really has anything else. Lorshik? That hits. Okay. Got one more. That hits. Okay.
And I'm going to use what is it called? Oh, I can't. Never mind.
Okay.
My turn.
So Rictus escapes through the door. And that is where we're going to leave this episode of Soulforged. At the very end of this combat, they successfully defeat, but do not fully kill, the Demi-Lich Cinderella, and his buddy Rictus gets out. /R. Rostus is standing there by himself with no one around him. All of his boys died. So
Rip the boys.
Rostus successfully defended you guys. Vizim sort of runs over to the orb, and then that's where we're going to pick up next week on Soulforged. I hope everyone had fun. I know I did.
Definitely.
Almost killing everybody. It was close. It was close. It would have been real hard had you not focused what's her name from the beginning. But yeah, we will see you next Tuesday. Everyone have a great week. Stay safe, do the right thing, and we'll see you next week. Bye.